welcome back to 12 Days of Christmas. It is day 2. Thank you so much for all of your awesome comments yesterday. Really enjoyed reading them. And let's hope that today is something that's more to my taste. I was a little bit scared. Oh my god, Dean's freaking out behind the camera. I was a little bit scared after, putting up my true thoughts yesterday about that film, since it's such a classic. So hopefully you haven't put me in the firing line again. Ooh, I want to pass it to me.
Yeah.
Okay.
There you go. Merry Christmas.
Thank you. Oh yeah, I forget it is like Christmas.
Well, it's
That's
almost.
the point of it. Oh, there's a fly on the cover. Oh, this is... Don't Look Up. I've not heard of this. By the creator of The Ring. Directed by Fritz Chan. Well, I saw this name and I didn't think it was in, but it does look English. What the fuck is this? Is that Eli Roth? It is! I saw the picture of him in the back. Haunted by paranormal visions, director Marcus Reed travels to Romania to shoot a horror film based on an ancient curse. But while on location, a fierce supernatural force rips open a portal to the past and summons the wrath of evil spirits that terrorize the cast and crew. Did you see what this rating was on IMDb?
Yes.
What is it?
I'm not telling you.
I can tell. I've never heard of this film, and I can definitely tell.
That it's really high.
Yeah, I'm a little bit scared about this one. Has anyone seen this one in the comments?
The reason I picked it was Eli Roth, and the fact that it was by the creator of The Ring. But then I thought about it afterwards that it might have been not the original Ring, that it's probably just like the remake Ring.
Oh, and who knows what the creator is, you know what I mean? Like, it's not saying the director or the producer, it's not saying who this person is. I've never heard of this, and it has Eli Roth in it. I'm sure a lot of people in the comments have heard of it. I have nothing else to say except this is gonna be interesting.
Do you want to put in the DVD player?
Yeah, let's give it a go. That was so bad. Okay guys, I'm downstairs now. I'm so over it. My god, I am annoyed that that movie was picked for me. I hope you guys got a good laugh out of seeing my reaction, because that was not worth sitting through. I don't know where to even start with this film. I have to say, it wasn't all bad. But most of it was. I'm gonna start at the start. It stars Eli Roth, but he is only in the first minute of the film. It really sets up the scene for what kind of film it is, because it has this whole backstory that's very elaborate, and it spends, I think there's like 3 or 4 different titles, like really intricate titles about like back in 1929, like da-da-da-da, and they go into detail about some woman, and they really talk about the story, which is on the blurb that I read out. But the fact that they have to set it up with like 3 or 4 different titles, it says a lot. Like, it's just very complicated for what it is. And what it really is, it's a story about a haunted film shoot, and that's it. And I feel like they really overcomplicated it with the backstory and everything like that. But also the main guy in it, he is something else, and they set him up for failure, to be honest. He gets these apparitions, and it's like the worst kind of flash forward, flashback hybrid that I've ever seen, and he's just like, it's a lot to ask for him as an actor in a low production, low quality film to do that. But he went there. The film does have Henry Thomas in it, which is very interesting. Obviously, he is from E.T., he's from The Haunting of Hill House, and most recently he was in Dr. Sleep. He was actually Jack Torrance. So it was interesting to see him, and there was also another character, I don't know the actor's name, but he is in the Evil Dead remake and Euphoria, the TV show, and Burn. So there were like a couple of people in it that I recognize nowadays. I have no idea why they're in there. Obviously this must have been some kind of passion project by someone, but the confusing thing about it is the cast is fine, it's just the production quality is really poor. I could really spot a lot of technical errors at the start. There was a scene where 3 people were meant to be talking to each other, and when they did like mid shots to like close shots, you know, like just focusing on one character at a time, they didn't even look like they were turned the right way. The blocking seemed very much off. When you shoot someone like walking home or walking to a destination, they're meant to be like looking a certain way, if that makes sense, like to represent returning home and going out to adventure, things like that. And I felt like that was all off during the film, and it just made it seem very confusing what was actually happening. The film was very messy. But one thing that I felt was really surprising about the film was the graphics. They were either really poorly done or there were some practical effects, including a baby scene. Yep. It's no Serbian film, don't worry, that were quite surprising. So some of it was done really well, and there was a dude with a hump. I told you, this is messy, there's a lot going on. And I felt like he was done really well. I felt like there was really cool, strange elements in there, and it wasn't like it was a boring movie. There was a lot going on, too much going on, but it just seemed very overcomplicated and like they were trying to pack too much in instead of focusing all their budget on just, you know, making, having nice cinematography, really. But I think the strangest thing that you guys will find interesting about this film is the fact that it's based in Romania. That's where they go to shoot this film. And the ghost that is reoccurring seems like a very imprinted ghost. So, you know, like you see this a lot in Asian folklore where something's like imprinted on media. And as we read on the cover, it's by the creators of The Ring, and it definitely showed that element. And I don't know who the creator is that they're like mooching off. I know I'm awful. But there was different elements that were very ring-like. There was imprint on the film itself. There was also like an eye shot of like, you know, right up against the pupil with the eye looking up, the black hair hanging over, and a fly actually comes out of a screen at one point. There's flies all over the film, and obviously there's a lot of flies to do with possession and demonic presence. That's like, we all know this, but it definitely reminds me of the fly elements in The Ring, especially when it's coming out of the TV. It just seems too similar. There's also a lot of glitching, and there was like a really poorly done CGI, it wasn't even CGI, a poorly done like superimposed like overlay shot of, yeah, like a lady that was all glitched out, and she looked like Samara, or, you know, she really did look like an Asian ghost, for lack of a better term. It looked like very much that kind of folklore. So seeing that in a Romanian American film was very weird. The whole thing was just unwarranted. I'm not a fan of this one. I do give it to them that it wasn't as bad as I thought it was gonna be, but it just was not my cup of tea. And yeah, unfortunately I was kind of checked out from the beginning because the production value is so low and the acting was pretty bad, the main character. But they really put him in situations where it didn't help him. I don't know, I don't want to give away too much, but I don't know if you guys are going to watch this one. Pretty much he had to pretend things were happening to him, and because they didn't have the production value or the thought to kind of back him up in the way that they were filming and shooting these situations, it just made him look dumb. That's a good way of putting it without giving away too much. Anyway, I'm gonna give this one a 2 out of 10. I'm not a fan, not a fan. Don't Look Up and watch this film. Have you guys seen Don't Look Up? Let me know what you think. Let me know if you know any more information about it. Obviously this is just a reaction review, so I might have to look up some more stuff now, or maybe I'll just forget about it. I'm sure I'll forget about this film. I hope you guys enjoyed today's 12 Days of Christmas. Tomorrow, I promise, is gonna get better. It has to get better. Hopefully this is the lowest part and it's all uphill from here. If you want to watch yesterday's video, here it is, and here's some other videos I've been working on lately, and I'll talk to you guys tomorrow for another 12 Days of Christmas.